What's up, people of the internet? If you're looking to do pie cuts and you don't know where to start, I have the video for you. I'm going to show you the correct way to do this as far as I've ever known, and it works for me, so it would work for you because I've made plenty of stuff that works. So let's say you want to make pie cuts on a piece of tube and you want to make bends and stuff like that. I want to show you a trick. So if you have a set of calipers, you can grab your calipers and you can get the circumference of your tube by doing this, okay? Sometimes you just know the number, sometimes you can fudge it with the tape measure. Either way, there's your number, alright? So that's the size of your tube from here to here. If you want the circumference, you have to times it by pi. This is a lot longer number than this, but you really only need up to that third decimal point after your first decimal point. So you take this times that. So these two equal this, 8.6658. Okay? Now this is important. Okay, so after you've got your circumference, this is your flat number, you divide that by 2, which equals, it should be 4.3329, I believe. You could double check that, but either way, I'm pretty sure that's head math. So anyway, that number is important, okay? So that you can mark your center line on both sides of your tube. I see people do it with a piece of tape, and I do it with a piece of tape too, but I really don't need to. I think it's just habit. But my mathematical brain is telling me to do this to get my half. I can get an exact half on this, which won't matter when I go to cut it on that, because that shit's not perfect. Either way, here's the result. You get two lines that are exactly parallel from one another. This is how you start your pie cut shenanigans. Got it? Got it. Now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to align my pin parallel to the tube. Okay? I'm going to rock that tube up till I can put a straight line on this. I see people do this with a straight rule, and what it's going to do is it's going to arc off or arc over. That's just not the proper way to do that. The main reason why I'm saying to do it this way, is because I want you to watch. I literally don't have a problem making a straight line. Maybe you don't have these little 1, 2, 3 blocks. You don't really need them. You just need to be able to set your piece of pipe on your table to the point where it won't roll away while you're drawing on it. But either way, now I have 2 lines parallel from one another so that I can make a mark on the bandsaw. Now before I cut this, I'm going to need to know how many pie cuts I'm going to need to make a 45. Now, I try to go within 15-degree increments. So if you go 15 divided by 2 equals 7.5, okay? That would be your backstop that you angle your cut at, okay? If you want them tighter, you can make them tighter. It just restricts flow. You can make them less, you get more flow, whatever. Either way, you can change this number, divide it by 2, and that's what your backstop should be set. Or not your backstop, but your angle to your backstop should be. The other part of this equation is how many are you going to need to get 45 degrees if they're 15-degree angles? 45. 7.5, you need 3. So 3 equals 45. 7.5 degrees. Got it? If you want 90, you go 6. And then you can add that number repeatedly till you get your angle that you want. Like I said, you don't have to use 15-degree increments. You can use 7.5 as you divide it by 2 and blah, 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 blah. Go from there. You can figure out how many you need to sit inside of that. Got it? Good. So now that I'm at my saw, I have my angle set at 7.5. Okay. Have a mark on the backstop so that when I turn it over, it'll have a place to go. Now, just so you know, your first cut on a piece of straight tube is going to be sacrificial. So you're going to have to waste this little portion right through here. Now here's where the debate comes in. How far should you set your backstop? My general rule is this might not be enough. Less than finger's width. And the only reason why I say that is because if you get too hot between here and here, and you don't like your welds, it might create a lot of porosity on the inside, even when you're back purging. So I try to keep 1 finger's width, which you can't really see my fat finger, but it's, you know, about that fat on the end. By the way, that's at a minimum. I know this is more complicated than it needs to be, kind of like women, though. Alright, so now that you have your pieces cut, you should be able to use these lines to realign up your angle that you're trying to make out of your pie cuts. I got tape on the back of mine so I can check them. And I can put my gauge that I set to 45 degrees at and check my piece. And look at that. A magical little 45. Not hard to do. Anyway, if you need some help doing this, I guess just hit me up and I'll help you.